Hey line walkers, this is Jaime from IToldYouIWasSick.com and I have a brand new video for you today. This one is called Why Autistic People Do That, number 12. We need to rest after socializing. Okay, so this is the 12th video in a series that I've been doing called Why Autistic People Do That. So if you are just tuning in for the first time, I had posted on a forum a couple of months ago and I asked people to explain what is something that neurotypicals know, but when you found out about it, absolutely shocked you. And I got some amazing feedback. I was able to articulate some feelings that I had that I didn't even realize I had. And it was such an amazing thread that I decided to turn it into a video series. So in this one, I'm going to talk about why, at least, I don't know if I can talk about why we need to rest after socializing. I just know that we do. So here's something that is a misconception, I think, between autistic individuals and neurotypical individuals is that autistic people can come off as cold or unfriendly, excuse me, phlegmy. We can come across as cold and unfriendly and uninterested, and that's not necessarily true. I do like socializing, but I can only socialize for short periods of time. And I can only really socialize and actually enjoy myself like maybe once or twice a month. I can't do more than that. If I do more than that, then I'm exhausted and cranky and not fun to be around. So I remember when I was in my 20s and I was still working in offices that people, I think somebody just randomly one time asked me, so what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, sorry. I'm staying home and resting. And it never even occurred to me that other people in their 20s went out every weekend and partied and did this and did that. And I would come home from work on Friday and I would just be in the house all weekend watching movies or reading and just recovering from my week, recovering from having to be at work and socialize at work. And I just remember somebody asking me that, and I just told them honestly, because I always answered questions honestly, whether it was in my best interest or not. And I was like, yeah, I have to recover from being here, or I have to rest from being here. And everybody laughed, and I'm like, it's not a joke. So I didn't understand. But from what I understand now is that neurotypical people don't have to rest from socializing. Now, that isn't to say that introverted neurotypical people don't have to rest after socializing. I know that that's a thing, but I can only speak from my own experiences that socializing drains my battery. And so if I go out, I need to have plans for one thing. So I need to know that we're going somewhere. Otherwise, I don't really do spur of the moment things. So I have to know about 3 days in advance. I usually like a week, but I have to know about 3 days in advance if we're going to go somewhere and do something. I want to know what time I'm picking you up or you're picking me up. I want to know where we're going. I want to know, approximately in my head, are we going to the movies and then going to lunch? What are we doing? And then I kind of know, and I have to emotionally prepare myself for any social interaction. It's like I have to just, and it can be somebody I really like spending time with, and I still have to do that. I have to sort of I know I'm going to need a little extra rest the day before. And so I'll go out and, I might go out with a friend to lunch and then maybe shopping. And then we'll go our separate ways, and I will go home, and 9 times out of 10, I will take a 2-hour nap. I'm exhausted. And it's not that I didn't have a good time with the person. It's not that I have any kind of problem with the person. It's just that socializing is exhausting for me. It is physically, emotionally, and spiritually tiring. Not exactly sure how to explain why that is. It might have to do with just constant sensory overload, because an autistic brain, we can't filter out background information. We don't really know what background information is. So everything that comes through our senses is processed as though it's important. Whereas, let's say, for example, you go to a restaurant excuse me, you go to a restaurant and you can hear the person talking to you, the person across from you. You can hear them talking fine, and you have no problems with hearing them and understanding them. Well, when I go to a restaurant with somebody, I've trained myself to tune out background noise, but it's hard. So I'm having a conversation with somebody and I'm trying like my best to listen to what they're saying and respond and everything else. Meanwhile, there's all this noise and all these people talking and people are walking by me. And whenever anybody goes through my peripheral vision, I look up. Because not only am I autistic, I have PTSD. So I'm always aware, like hyper aware of my surroundings. So it is that in and of itself, just trying to hold a conversation while consciously holding everything back is exhausting. Sights, sounds, smells, conversations, everything is tiring. So that's why I need a lot of rest after socializing. And when I was working, it was almost impossible. When I was working a full-time job in an office, it was almost impossible for me to have any kind of social life. I didn't want a social life. I wanted people to leave me alone because I had nothing left. So if you experience the same thing, you need to rest after socializing, definitely comment down below. Let me know if you resonate with this. I have a feeling that if you are on the autism spectrum, you will resonate with this and you'll understand. Or if you know somebody who is on the autism spectrum and you wonder why they can only spend a few hours with you before getting agitated and needing to go home and rest. Maybe that's something that you may have taken personally in the past, and now maybe you understand a little bit better that it's really something that we have to do because we get overloaded and we need to rest from that, or otherwise we are not fun to be around. So that is this week's video. It's pretty short, shorter than the usual ones. So let me know if you have experienced this in the link. In the comment section below. I will link all the previous videos so you can see them. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.